Internet. It is I, Malik Aaron, and welcome back to Box Office Predictions. Today we're going to be talking about Love Lies Bleeding. So, as usual, we're going to be going over the pros and cons. So, let's get to it. Pros. This is distributed by one A24. Yep, A24. You probably know who they are by now. They basically release the bunch of movies that most like mainstream studios would like scoff at. They'd be like, ugh, no, I don't want to be anywhere near that. But A24 just like, you know what? That looks cool. Let's distribute it. Let's make it a part of the brand. And they've released quite a few movies that become, some are definitely have either become or will become cult classics in due time. But yeah, 2 years ago they had their biggest hit, Everything Everywhere All at Once. And then they've had like several hits like since Uncut Gems, Lady Bird, Hereditary, Talk to Me, Iron Claw, Moonlight, Ex Machina, Midsommar, Witch, Green Knight. They quite a few movies. They have a. It's not all like the same movie too. They have a decent amount of variety with their movies. So yeah, with a movie like this, with like its premise and everything, it definitely fits within like. It definitely feels like an A24 flick. And yeah, so I'd say A24 is a pro here. So that's pro number one. Pro number two, the cast. I mean, we got Kristen Stewart. She's the most notable, the biggest name here, arguably. Yeah, Kristen Stewart. Oh, Zathura. Oh, that movie. It's a shame it did so terrible because it's so underrated. But you all know her from Twilight, obviously. Bella Swan. Arguably one of the worst female characters ever put in the film because despite her being like the main character, like she's she kind of well, she doesn't do nothing, but everything happens to her. Like it's all about her. Everything happens to her. She's kind of just like there to be, the prize between, for either Edward or Jacob. Well, she's kind of useless until she becomes a vampire herself. But yeah, and then the mouth breathing. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the mouth breathing and the staring. Oh, the Twilight movies were something. They certainly weren't good, I can tell you that. Yeah, but ignoring Twilight now, there was Snow White and the Huntsman, which did quite well for itself. Then they made the sequel that didn't have Kristen Stewart Snow White. I don't know why they did that, and that movie was a total flop that I promise you, not a single person on planet Earth remembers except maybe me. But even then, I have very faint memories of that movie. So, yeah, but after Twilight ended, not a whole lot happened, really. Oh no, oh no. Uh, of course, Stewart's had some bust. Charlie's Angels 2019, that was a complete disaster. I don't, I don't even know where to begin with that one. Ugh, just best we just forgot. I'm pretty sure most people forgot it even existed, and I don't blame them. Yeah, because of her Twilight movie, she's definitely recognizable. Then who else do we got? Caddy O'Brien. Like who is that? Apparently, she was in Ant-Man 3. I have no idea who she played. Gentora, I don't know who that is. I try to forget Ant-Man 3. I try to repress my memories of that movie. But yeah, I have no idea who that was. So because I don't have any real thoughts on Caddy or Katie. Can't really tell. Ed Harris, he's been like every fucking movie. He's been way too many movies. I might as well mention him too. I mean, might as well go over like the important stuff. The Abyss, The Firm, I guess. Apollo 13. The Rock, not related to Dwayne Johnson. This was before he even debuted in wrestling, when he was Rocky Maivia. This is way before that. The Truman Show, Stepmom, I guess, and A Beautiful Mind. Most of these are supporting roles. National Treasure 2, blah, blah, blah. Pain and Gain. Well, he was like, this is Gravity. I guess he was just like the voice, because he was never in the movie. I think it was just his voice. Oh, he voiced in Planes, Fire, and Rescue. That's great. Oh, no. Geostorm. I know damn well no one remembers that movie. Mother. That was a interesting film, to say the least. And then Top Gun Maverick, where he was in there for like, I'm pretty sure like a little bit. But he's recognizable enough. He's been in some movies, quite a few movies. So the cast I would label as recognizable, so I'm gonna label that as a pro. Another pro, the reviews for this movie are very strong, 92%. Obviously, that's good. No audience score though. That's weird. I just refreshed it. Nothing there, so I can't comment on how audiences feel. There's not even a cinema score, so I really can't comment on anything regarding audience reaction. But critic score is at 92%, so I gotta label that as a pro. Another pro. What was its limited release? Because this had a limited release last weekend, and I guess its limited release was like, I wouldn't call it good, but it's moderate, I guess. 30K. Ideally, you want something like 50K, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100K. That's what you really want, because that'll really get attention. But this isn't like the worst. It's not awful or anything. It's just kind of moderate. So I guess that's neither a pro or a con, just moderate, limited release. Okay, cons. Terms of, it's the same problem. This has the same problem as every other movie this weekend. That they're all sandwiched in between much bigger movies. Doom Part 2, Kung Fu Panda 4, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, and Godzilla X Kong New Empire. These four poor movies that had no shot at being like big hits were all sandwiched in between the bigger movies of March. So they were all screwed from the get go. So, yeah, just dealing with all those big movies, that's a con. Con, I guess, well, I guess, part of the movie, I guess, is like the main character, I guess one of the main characters is a bodybuilder. And that's like a subject that's not really been used in movies, like, at all, really, except maybe Pain and Gain. But that's literally the only one I can come up with. And especially with female bodybuilders, that's pretty much non-existent. So, yeah, and I guess, I don't know. I wouldn't label this as a con or anything, but some people might, but I don't. The fact that, I mean, you got that LGBTQ, tag, and, it does say, the Lou and Jackie, they, fall in love, and it's similar to like Drive Away Dolls, where that also had like a lesbian relationship, but this has a lot more, way more momentum than Drive Away Dolls. That movie was kind of doomed. This at least has positive reception on its side. Yeah, some people might not care about it. Some people might not like it. Some people might like it. I don't know. Depends on your taste, I guess. So I just wanted to mention that. But still, like the whole bodybuilding thing, that aspect, that's very niche. So that's a con, in my opinion. And I think that's it, really. So opening weekend, how many theaters is this open? I don't even know. I know it's wide, but I don't know how wide though. I don't even have like a number. Do I have it? No, I don't. So I'm gonna guess maybe 1,000 or so. I don't know. Judging by early numbers, it's not doing too hot. It's not doing any better than Drive Away Dolls. So I'm gonna say between 2 to 3 million. I think is reasonable. 2 to 3 million. That might be too high. Maybe. I don't know. I need to check. Da, 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 da. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, 2 to 3 million. I think I'm just gonna go with that. Uh, and then it's total. I don't know. Maybe like probably less than 10 million. I would guess. So I'm just gonna go with that. And yeah, that's it. Okay, we got one more movie to talk about, and we're done for the weekend. Yay! That's One Life. This has been a very boring ass weekend. Let me tell you. Again, as I mentioned last Arthur King video, this is the weekend to sleep in and do other things. So yeah, it's rough. But yeah, so that's it. That's all. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, share the whole drill. And check out more videos like this. I got playlists on the homepage, all previous prediction videos I made this year, the past few years. You want to watch any of them, go right ahead. There's also the canceled series where I go over all the movies that were supposed to come out but didn't. I don't believe I've ever talked about. No, I haven't. I never talked about Love Lies Bleeding. So there's that. I've made 238 episodes of canceled. I made two this past week. 237, 238. So you want to watch those episodes or any other episodes I've done on the channel, you want to watch any of them, binge them all from beginning to now, I highly encourage you to do that, so go do it. There's also box office recaps where I go over the box office results for any particular month. March recap, that'll be in early April between the 5th and the 12th, so stay tuned for that. But if you want to watch any of the past recap videos I made on the channel, you can go right ahead. And yeah, that's it. That's all. I am out. Goodbye.